So now we're going to do test 5. Test 5 is basically test 4 network with leak turned on. So let's do that. Let's first make the network. Like always, let's make some nodes. Let's make the edges, self edges, self edge again. And after that, what we want is we want to make some inputs. We want to set the inputs, and then we want to set the outputs. We also want to rename it, so let's name it as main, name this as on, rename this as off, rename this as out, and rename this as bias. And after that we want to set all the edge property to delay of all edge property to 1, because the default is 15. And after that, what we want to do is we want to set this exact edges property, weight property, to be -1. And again we want to set the weight of this to be 0.5. So let's change it, empty net, to this, because the previous empty net would only allow integer values. So the weight now becomes 0.5. This is allowed. And yeah, I think we are done. Let's download it. And let's make the spikes. First we want to make a spike at 1, which is main. At time 0 we want there to be a spike. And after that we want to, again, we want another spike at 1. At main we want another spike at time 10, spike of 1. After that we want a spike at 3. We want a spike of 1 at time step 10. After that we want a spike at 1 at main again. At time step 15 we want a spike of 0.5. And at 1 again at time step 16 we want a spike of 0.5. And after that we want at input node 2, which is on, we want a spike at time step 15, a spike value of 0.99. And we want a spike at time step 16, a spike value of 0.99 again. And we're going to run it for 20 time steps. And let's go. It's done. Let's go home. Let's start visualizing the output. So first we take the network that we defined, the spikes that we defined, and let's process it. We don't need to save this. We just want the spikes. So what's happening? Let's see the network side by side. So what happened here is the first thing we spiked is main, and after main spikes, obviously there's self loop, so it keeps on spiking. I'm sorry, I forgot to make it non-leaky. So let's go back to desktop. Let's see the network tool prompt, and what we want to do here is we want to change this leaky from none to all. So we want to make it leaky. Let's save that, and after that let's run it again. Take the network file, take the spikes, and let's run it. We don't want it. So let's see what happened. Here main got spiked, and main keeps on spiking because obviously there's a self loop. But what happens is previously there was a alternate pattern in out node, but there's no alternate pattern because the moment 0.5 charge enters out, and the next time step the charge becomes 0 again. So the charge just goes from 0.5 to 0, 0.5 to 0. It never reaches 1, and that would be required for crossing the threshold and causing there to be a spike. So that never happens because it's leaky. And after that, at time step 10, we are spiking the off node, so main stops spiking. And after that, a lot of things happen. So what we did exactly at time step 15 and 16 was we tried to put spike it using 0.5 and 0.99 spike values. We tried to spike main and on, but since it is since it's a leaky network, even the charges of 0.5 and 0.99 cannot add up, so it just becomes 0.99 charge and immediately goes back to 0 in the next time step because it's leaky. So there's no spike, nothing happens here, and there's just bias. Bias keeps on spiking, obviously, because it has a self loop. So yeah, that's it.